Good day, viewers. Welcome to Tales That Illuminate. Here on this channel, we give you stories that can help you or anyone you know reshape the narratives should you ever find yourself in any of this situation. If you haven't subscribed on this channel, please kindly do so and remember to hit the notification bell so you can get notified whenever new contents are posted here. Today, we will be looking into the story of a young man, his family, their family business, and the betrayal that occur within the family. Title: My family betrayed me on the business I helped build from the scratch, then I gave them the shock of their lives. Chapter 1: The Announcement. The warm glow of the chandelier cast a golden light over the dining room, where 100 voices mingled in celebration. It was my father's 70th birthday, and we had spared no expense. This was, after all, the man who had built the foundation of our family's legacy. A modest business turned empire, and the room was filled with faces who owed their livelihoods to his vision. As the night reached its peak, I leaned back in my chair, satisfied that I had done him proud, or so I thought. 10 years ago, I've left a high-paying corporate job to take over the reins of the family business. Dad had been ready to retire, and someone needed to carry the torch. My sister, Claire, had no interest in it back then. She'd been pursuing an art degree in Paris, flitting between gallery internships and bohemian affairs. But tonight, as I watched her rise from her chair, wine glass in hand, and tap her fork to draw the room's attention, I felt a faint unease. "I'd like to say a few words," Claire announced, her voice ringing clear across the room. Her golden dress shimmered as she turned to our father, her expression warm and radiant. "Dad, you've always been my hero. Your resilience, your wisdom, your heart, everything about you inspires me. And tonight, I'm so proud to share some big news. Together, Dad and I have decided it's time for me to step up and lead the company into its next chapter." The room erupted in applause. My heart stopped. I glanced at Dad, hoping, praying that this was some kind of misunderstanding. But he nodded, his smile wide and approving. He raised his glass to toast her. Claire beamed. "I promise to honor everything you've built, Dad, and to you, big brother." She turned to me with an almost apologetic smile. "Thank you for holding the fort all these years." The applause felt deafening. My pulse pounded in my ears as I forced a tight-lipped smile. I wanted to scream, to demand answers. But this was Dad's night, and I wouldn't ruin it, not here. Chapter 2: The Shock. The next morning, I arrived at the office before sunrise. Sleep had eluded me, every moment replayed in my mind like a nightmare on repeat. Claire's announcement, Dad's nod, the applause, the betrayal. This company was my life. For a decade, I'd sacrifice everything: friendships, relationships, even my health to grow it from a struggling family venture to a $50 million powerhouse. And now, without so much as a conversation, it was being handed over to someone who hadn't spent a single day in the trenches. But I wasn't going down without a fight. By the time Dad and Claire walked into the office at 9 a.m., I was waiting for them in the conference room. Spread across the table were contracts, financial statements, and every document of significance I had spent the night preparing. "Morning," Claire chirped, her tone light as if nothing had happened. "Sit down," I said, my voice cold. They exchanged glances, but obeyed. Dad's brow furrowed. "What's this about?" I met his gaze, unflinching. "Last night, you made a decision that affects the entire future of this company. You blindsided me. Dad, both of you did." "It's not what you think," Claire began, but I cut her off. "Save it. I've worked too hard, poured too much of myself into this, to let it all be taken away on a whim. If you want this company, Claire, you'll have to fight me for it." Her eyes widened, and for the first time, I saw uncertainty. "Fight you? What are you talking about?" I leaned forward, my voice low and deadly. "I'm resigning, effective immediately. And I'm taking my clients, my network, and my innovations with me. Let's see how well you do without them." Chapter 3: The Fallout. The days that followed were a whirlwind. My resignation sent shockwaves through the company. Employees whispered in hushed tones, uncertain about the future. Clients called, demanding answers, and Claire floundered. She may have had Dad's blessing, but she lacked my knowledge, my relationships, my vision. And while she scrambled to find her footing, I was already laying the groundwork for my next move. It wasn't just about revenge. It was about reclaiming my identity, proving that I didn't need the family name or the company to succeed. I started reaching out to key players in the industry, planting seeds for a new venture, one that would eclipse everything the family business had ever achieved. Chapter 4: A New Dawn. 6 months later, my new company was thriving. It wasn't easy, but I'd built something from scratch, and it was mine. Clients who'd once been loyal to the family business had followed me, drawn by the trust and results I'd cultivated over the years. My team was small but mighty, and together, we were making waves. As for Claire and Dad, the family business was struggling. Without me, the cracks in its foundation had begun to show. Claire's lack of experience was evident, and Dad's age made it hard for him to step back in. It wasn't the outcome I'd wanted. I'd built that company to last, and it hurt to see it falter. But it was no longer my responsibility. I'd offered my loyalty, my sweat, and my years. They had chosen to throw it away, and now I was free. Epilogue: The Reckoning. One day, Claire showed up at my office unannounced. She looked tired, defeated. "We need to talk," she said. I leaned back in my chair, studying her. "About what?" "The company. It's failing. Dad's not doing well. And I can't fix it alone." Her voice cracked, and for a moment, I saw the little sister I'd once protected. The one who used to look up to me with trust and admiration. "Why should I help?" I asked, my tone harsher than I intended. "Because it's still our family," she said. "Because Dad needs you, and because deep down, you still care." Her words hit a nerve. I didn't answer right away. Instead, I turned to the window, staring out at the city skyline. Could I forgive them? Could I find a way to rebuild what we'd lost? Or was this the end of the line? The choice was mine. Thank you for listening. Until we come your way next time, stay blessed and subscribe.